Hey everybody, welcome to ChinFat. In this episode, I am still going over color grading. Last episode, we went over how to prep your node tree and copy the and paste everything to your clips down here in your timeline, which we've done. In this episode, we are going to be adjusting brightness and contrast. So let's get started on using the basic sliders down here to adjust brightness and contrast. So I'm going to go over let's go over to our wide shot here, and we're going to work on this shot right here. We'll go back and start working on these as we get everything color graded. But right now, I usually like, if we're starting with our opening scene here, a particular scene, if you have different scenes in different locations, I always try to jump to the widest shot and grade that one first, and then grade the other ones, because the widest shot usually has what everything looks like in the room, and then we can basically start matching everything to that shot. So let's go down to here. We've got our contrast right here that we can work on, and we also have our lift gamma gain, and then the offset. The lift gamma gain, once again, is darks, mids, highlights, going from the darkest section of your image to your middle section to the highlight, to the brighter portions of your image. And then you have the offset, which it just grades everything. As you push this up and down, it's basically, you can see that it's grading everything there. If we grab these sliders here on the bottom, that's going to, first of all, start pushing the darks up and down, and then the gamma is going to be the mids, as I mentioned, and then the gain is going to be the upper section. You can see that moving on the waveform. And with our brightness and contrast, we want to have our waveform loaded. And with the waveform loaded, I'm going to go into the settings and make sure that it's not under the RGB one. And that's okay if you want to use RGB. I don't like it for balancing as much as I like this to be used for just brightness and contrast. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to click on the settings for the waveform, and I'm going to click on Y. So first of all, what we want to do when we're working with our brightness and contrast is we want to define where our darks are going to be and where our brights are going to be here. And something has been adjusted on this because it's got this little color around here. If it's plain like this right here, that means nothing's been done on it. But so on here, we did do some adjustments, and I unintentionally did it on this node right here, the skin tone. So I can reset this by hitting Command Home or Control Home on a PC. That resets it all the way back to the beginning. And like I said, I've got my node tree saved up here, so I can just, with this selected, I can just go up and middle click on that, and it will add that node tree, and it's untouched. So I'm going to click on brightness and contrast and start working on that specific node. Make sure you're paying attention to that. You're doing it on the proper node, and you're not adjusting on one that you don't want to, like on skin tone or something. So right now, our global color grade is going to be brightness and contrast on this specific node right here. So let's go down to our lift, and first of all, I'm going to define my darks with this image. I'm going to grab this and drag it down, and we're going to look at our waveform, and we want our waveform just maybe a little bit below 10, where the darks are getting close to where they're defined as black. That's usually around 7.5 IRE, where our eyes can see the darks disappearing into dark. But this is the zeros where it absolutely starts crushing into darkness, and there's no detail left in there at all. So we want it a little bit above 7, maybe right around 7.5 to maybe 8 or 9 right there. I'm finding the lowest points of this image and defining them as just right below 10. And now on the highlights, I'm going to go to the lift. I'm going to grab this, I'm going to drag it up, and there's not a lot of like bright white defined things in here. The walls are a little bit, so maybe we want this around 90. If you want something that is going to be defined as just full on white, just bright white, you're going to push that up close to 100. You can push that up close to 100. But usually you don't want to touch 100 with your brightest parts of the image there. So, and since there are white portions of the image, and as we're moving across here our waveform, we can see that this here, the whites outside, that's like bright white light coming through. If we want that as blue, we're going to kind of maybe bring that down a little bit more, but the outside is brighter than the indoor, so I'm just going to maybe bring it right around 90. Now I'm going to go over to the gamma, and where this is going to be your exposure. So we define the darks where they're supposed to be, we define the highlights where they're supposed to be, and we're going to grab our gamma and move that up and down just to get where we think is a good level of exposure. And right there looks like pretty good. So I adjusted the lift, the gain, and then went back and adjusted the gamma. And now we want to add a little bit more contrast to this. And the way you can do that is going up to your contrast, and you're going to slide this contrast back and forth. This will push these darks and these highlights further away from each other. Until we do this, you can see that our image is starting to get more contrasty. And after you're done with that, what I'll usually do, and that looks pretty good. I like that level of contrast there. Let's turn this node off, and that's the way you do that is you do Command D, the letter D, or Control D on a PC. Command D will turn that off temporarily while leaving the other grades on, and you hit D and it brings it back. So that's looking pretty good there. I like that. One last thing I usually do is fine tune it by going to pivot. And what the pivot does, when you start spreading out the contrast, it usually does it from the middle point of the exposure. In this instance is right around 50 IRE. But the pivot will change where that midpoint spread is. It'll kind of keep the middle the same and push up the highlights and the darks. And watch this, as I've grabbed the pivot and drag this up and down, it changes the midpoint where that spread happens from. So if your image now has a lot of good contrast to it, the pivot will change the exposure level because it redefines the midpoint of where that spread happens, and then that changes your exposure. So if it's too hot, you can bring it down. If it's too overexposed, you can drag it to the right. And if it's too underexposed, you can drag it to the left and get that exposure level to where it looks perfect. And I want it maybe a little bit more contrast. Now to find that midpoint, I'm going the dark. See, look how this just darkens up the darks a little bit more and just makes it a little richer. But my highlights here may be a little too hot, so I'm going to drag my gain back down. And if I think this is like if my highlights are bleeding a little too much here, they're too white. If you grab the gain and you drag this down, it's still kind of defining that. Since we use the pivot and change our pivot point, those highlights are just going to stay the same if we bring the gain down. So what we can do now is we're going to move over to the curves. I'm going to show you how to just do all this on the curves as well. And the way the curves work is I described this in a previous episode, so you can go back and watch those. This is our dark node, this is our highlight node, this is our turn it up area, and this is our turn it down area. But if we grab our highlights here, we can drag our highlights and redefine our highlights. And see, this is giving us some more control over our highlights. We can drag this down to where our highlights is just right around 90 there, right about there. And then if we push our darks down too low, we can bring up our darks a little bit. Now we still have that nice high level of contrast. Let's change our pivot point. It's looking a little underexposed now, and we're going to move that around. So that's using your basic sliders and maybe your curves to do a little bit of correction on this. But let's show you how to do this just with your curves. Your curves give you kind of ultimate control over your entire image. So I can right click on this node and say reset node grade there, and then it's back to where it was normally. So, all right, so we're going to go down here and we're just going to work on the curve on this node right here. Using the basic sliders work just fine, but I kind of like using the curves because it gives you like ultimate control over your brightness and contrast. So I'm going to grab my dark node here and I'm going to drag it down. You can see on this histogram here that my darks are defined around. If you look at this as IRE going from 0 to 100 across right here, this is right around like a little bit above 10 IRE here. But if we grab this and drag this node, this redefines the darks closer to 0 IRE. It's bringing it down, and there it's just a little bit below 10, so that works just fine. And now I'm going to grab my highlights, and we're going to redefine our highlights and bring those up like this, and drag those up to about 90 there. And now we can add some contrast by doing this. We're going to move up a little bit up the scale here, up into where these darks are. And I'm going to grab this, I'm going to make a node right here just by single clicking, and we're going to push this over. This is where it starts curving. Now look, this is bringing the darks down, but I can go up here and let's say right about here I want to bring my highlights up, and we're going to stretch and look at the contrast curve that we're getting. This is called an S curve here, where it's kind of shaped like an S, where you define your darks, you define your highlights, and they won't get brighter than that because that we've set the white node right there and our black node right there, so they're going to stay defined at around. Let's bring that back just a little bit, and we get it around like 8 IRE there. And now we've pushed the darks and we've defined those as darker, and we've defined the highlights as brighter, and this is creating contrast without destroying our darks and our highlights, because we've defined those and they're going to stay there. And that's creating an S curve right there. Now that I've shown you how to do that, I'm just going to bring up the darks just a little bit more and bring the highlights down just a little bit more, and that's looking pretty good there. So let's go up here and turn that node off, Command D to turn it off, and Command D to turn it back on, and there's our before, and there's our after. So those are two ways of doing our brightness and contrast. We did our sliders over here in our basic primary wheels, and we did it over here in our curves. Let's show you one where we use both of these. I'm going to start with my curves and then move over to my primary color wheels and adjust them there. So kind of a little reverse here. I'm going to right click and reset that node grade. Once again, so I'm going to start on my curves, and I'm going to define my darks right around 8 or 9 IRE, bring up my highlights and boost those up to around 90, where I've got the outside lights, the outside brightness levels that are hitting around 90 IRE. And now I can move over to the basics here and create contrast this method. So we did our definition, our defining our darks and our highlights, and I'm going to go over to contrast and start spreading out the contrast. until I like the look. But notice how it's like starting to push these beyond, because I'm using two different tools here. So we can actually bring our highlights back down to 90. And our darks are getting a little too low there, so I can pull the darks back over to like 8 or 9. And now we can grab our pivot and change where that contrast spread happens there. So my personal preference, I like to use the curve, pretty much stick with the curves the entire time. Unless I'm in a hurry, then I don't mind just defining them and using the contrast and pivot slider over here. But yeah, you do have a lot of control just by using your curves. So just the darks, just the highlights, and then create a contrast, and then create the S curve here by going up into the dark somewhere and dragging those over. So this is once again from black all the, going up to like kind of getting into the gray area, and right in the middle of this is going to be middle gray. So think of this as a gradient from black to middle gray to white. And now I can brighten up the highlights here and then darken the darks. And this is where you have the most amount of control over your contrast and brightness levels, is by using the curves. And that looks pretty good there. So from there, I'm going to move on to balance. Well, thanks for watching this episode. In the next episode, we'll be covering our balance and adjusting the balance that after we have done our brightness and contrast.